don't even know if it's recording, so I can do whatever. Okay, hi.
Hey.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Curtis. And we are Board Game Faces.
And today we're going to do our top 10 games.
Top 10. Top
That's
10 of all time. All 10 all-time greatest games.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And mine.
And yees. And we're including everything. Euros, party games, light games, beginner
Co-ops.
games, co-ops, heavy Euros, whatever is your favorite game. Your top 10 favorite games, period.
Yeah, I get to say whatever I want.
Let's see who has a better top 10. And we have totally different top 10, I think. So we'll see what you got. But I'm pretty sure mine are going to be quite different than yours.
Quite.
Yeah.
Are you ready now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, yay. Okay, so this is my number 10 game. This is Castles of Burgundy. And this is a game from 2011, which I didn't realize it was that aged, because I love it. It's like, we didn't have it that long. But anyway, it's really fun. It's, so you roll the two little dice. So here's like kind of a little picture in the back here. You roll the two dice and you're doing, you're taking settlement tiles and you're like creating your own little princedom, which is fun. So it has a couple little different elements, but it's not like too overwhelming. You can like ship things and you can like be like a little farmer and you can like, there's always something on each turn, but it's not, so it keeps you like active and engaged, but it's not like too much. It's not too heavy. It's like a medium.
Yeah, medium
Euro.
weight Euro.
Okay.
Stefan Feld, classic game.
Yeah, it's fun. And it's like colors, because I like colors. Just
Yeah,
simple.
a lot going on. You're building buildings. You're building your own little, I guess, smaller kingdom, your princedom.
Yeah.
You're getting different resources, shipping. You gain points every turn, which I really like about that game.
Yeah, and you can build like there's little different buildings, and they're each like they represent different things, but they're cute. They're like different. I like different little properties. I like that sort of thing. That's nerdy, I know, but whatever. Anyway, so that's my number 10. It's really fun.
Great game. Great
Yeah,
game.
and that's best for how many people? Like
2 to 4.
Smaller
but
groups,
I played
right?
We played with 2. We done for both are. It's good at all player counts in my opinion. So.
because I really liked it when just you and I played, but you played it with more friends.
Yeah, 4 is cool. 4's
Smaller
cool.
groups.
All right, my number 10 game is Tricarion, or Tricarion, whatever you want to call it. This is a Euro-style game by Mind Clash Games. These designers I think they're out of Europe somewhere. They make a lot of really good Euro-style games. This particular one, you are a magician, and you are learning magic tricks and different styles of magic. You have to prepare those tricks. You have to acquire materials to learn to be able to do the tricks, and then you're actually going to go to the stage and perform the tricks. Each magician will learn different magician abilities. Each magician will be trying to get different types of materials because different tricks need different types of materials. And it's a really, really fun game for 2 to 4 players. It's got a little expansion called Dalgard's Gifts. There's another expansion that's out on Kickstarter right now. I definitely recommend this little expansion, Dalgard's Gifts, because it gives each magician different special abilities that they can use when they do their tricks and as a magician. You also have different types of assistants to help you do the tricks, so everyone can get different types of assistants. You can get like an engineer that can hold more materials and things like that. So really awesome game about magic, tricks, being a magician. Super fun. Highly recommend it. It's my number 10 game.
Yay.
Alright.
Me?
See
Oh,
ya.
whoops. I moved it.
Your number 9.
Here's my number 9. I feel like I shouldn't bend this way. It's heavy. It's heavy. That's my number 9. This is Legendary Encounters. So this game is based on the movie Alien. I don't know which alien.
It's all 4 of them.
All 4 aliens.
The first
Anyway,
4, yeah.
it's a deck building game, right? Yeah, so it's a cooperative game.
Yeah.
So you're working together to like defeat the aliens. I don't even remember the movie Alien, but I really like this this game. I like cooperative games a lot. I randomly like the Alien thing. There's some some creepy stuff that happens, but it's fun, and it's like fun to work together to be like, I gotta get this, what is it, the face sucker off or whatever.
Yeah.
There's like, you're fighting like different creatures
Chest
and stuff.
burster and the face hugger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like this game too. It's one of the few deck builders I really like because it is cooperative for the most part. There's a way you can do like a competition or whatever where you're battling against each other. One person's like a secret alien type thing, but when you're working together in the cooperative mode, there's aliens coming through the building, and eventually they're going to come out and you're going to have to fight them if you don't take care of them before they get there. They're moving through the complex, and then you're like, all right, we got to take this alien out before we get there, and you can work together to use someone else's attack to help you with your attack. And
that's fun because it's like, what do you have, and are we going to be able to get it? And it's like stressful, but like not.
And it's difficult too. I've lost
Yeah.
it. We've lost this game several times.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. So you got to really have your game face on.
You gotta be on it, and you gotta be like, what do you? You gotta know what everyone's got in their hand and stuff, and like really work together. So
Yeah,
it's
fun
fun.
game.
It's fun. It's for 1 to 5 players. I mean, I don't want to play by myself, but so like 2 to 5 players. Anything more than that, it's not gonna work out.
I play it solo. It's fun solo too. I like it. All right, my number 9 game is Mombasa. This is another Euro-style game by Pfister, Alexander Pfister. He's another popular game designer. For 2 to 4 players. Basically, it takes place in Africa, the continent of Africa, all over the map. I think you're in Cairo, St. Louis, Mombasa. There's one other city you go to. But basically, you're acquiring shares for different, I guess, companies in Africa. And you're going to be placing those shares out on the map. You've also got, you can obtain diamonds. The way you do your actions is it's basically like this rotating action thing where you've got cards that move down, and then you've got a certain amount of cards that you can use, and you pick which ones of those cards you want to use that turn, and then everyone reveals what cards they're going to play, and someone might have picked a similar action to you, and that might kind of throw off your game a little bit. So that kind of simultaneous action selection, I think they call it. So there's that factor. You've got the map you're trying to go out on. You could totally avoid the map, and you can focus on books because you got to do bookkeeping. Well, you don't have to, but it's one way to earn points. Everything you do in the game, you're earning victory points, obviously. But you can go out and focus on getting shares out on the map, moving up with your, I guess, reputation with those different corporations, and it's just, there's a lot of different things you can do. But I think the coolest part is the way you do your actions, where you've got cards that kind of rotate to the top and then filter down, and then you get to pick a certain amount, and you got to decide which row you're going to put your cards on, because if you put too many like on the left row, then a couple turns from now it could affect you adversely. So I really love this game. I've had a lot of fun with it. I think I even won it maybe once or twice. But definitely awesome. Mombasa, my number 9 game.
8.
Your number 8.
8. Oh my gosh, I have like these
Number 8.
heavy. I'm gonna wrench my back.
Be careful.
These heavy A games. Okay, this is my number 8, and it's like probably my base. So it's Lords of Waterdeep. Really, it's probably like, anyway. So this is, it's competitive, so this is not a co-op, but basically you're like recruiting like your little adventures, and you're going different places, you're going to different little locations, and we have an expansion in ours where you have some
Scoundrels of Skullport.
Yeah, some little like shady places you can go. Like it's like you can go and get money and like the things that you'll need for your mission or your quest, but then you're gonna get like some little things that are bad. So it's like you're going in a back alley type of thing. You're gonna get a little something, but you're gonna get a little something. So yeah, it's not bad. It's so it's Dungeons and Dragons like style.
Yeah, and that kind of threw us off initially, but it's super fun. Worker placement.
Yeah.
You invite all these different guys back to your tavern, like wizards and knights and different dudes, basically, to your tavern.
Yeah.
And then you gain influence in the town of Waterdeep, and I think this is one of the few games where the expansion is like a necessity. Not a necessity.
Otherwise,
but
you don't get enough things. There's not enough locations for you to go. So it's for 2 to 5 players, and otherwise, like the little locations to get the certain things that you need for these quest cards and stuff like that, you're not going to get them because everyone's going to the same thing. So it's just counterproductive. You've got to have that expansion.
Everyone has like a secret role. Like you might be the guy that's trying to get
the skullduggery cards.
Skullduggery quest.
How fun!
Or you might be the guy that's trying to build buildings, because you can build different buildings that are different places that people can send their workers to.
Yeah.
And you get a benefit if they go there.
Yeah, and you get like points and money and things, and you're like, I'm gonna go to the plinth, and I'm gonna get like it's fun. And we played with like non-gamers, and even they got it, and they had a good time. So
yeah, it's definitely a good.
It's like a gateway-ish game.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's quite a gateway, but it's like a little beyond the gate, like in the gate tunnel.
Slightly past the gate.
Yeah.
Not much though. It's
not a ton past. It's right in that entryway, like Main Streety gate.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's my number 8.
My number 8 game is Great Western Trail. Super fun thematic game where you are a rancher and you were basically purchasing cattle and you're herding them from Texas to Kansas City. And you're going to build buildings along the way. Other players can go to your building. They might have to pay you to buy the Slurpee at your building or whatever. And then as you move along the trail, there's other buildings that you want to utilize, maybe to get more cows, get more supplies, or to maybe be able to do some things with the train, or get some more workers to help you on your cattle drive there. Maybe you'll get someone that's going to help you build more buildings, or you'll get maybe someone that's going to help you with your train business. Because once you get up to Kansas City, you got to get all these cattle on a train, and the further you get them, like if you get them all the way to San Francisco, you're going to get a ton of points. But if you only make it to Texas and you kind of fizzle out, you're not going to get a whole lot of points. So basically the name of the game is to get the real nice cattle, get them up to Kansas City, and you're going to keep doing this drive. And the game, you're acquiring all these different workers. You're getting victory points, obviously. And once you get to Kansas City, you go through a whole process where you sell your cattle. If maybe it's a really nice cattle and you got like a ribbon, you get some extra money for that cattle. You be like, this is my prize-winning Texas Longhorn. And it's awesome. But you have your own little board that has like all the abilities that you can do. Like you can move this far with your guy, or you can have this many cows in your, I guess, stable. Right. So
stable sounds good.
The theme is cool. The way it all works together is awesome. There's a lot of routes to victory. The way that the board is set up changes every time you play, because the stores all kind of move around. So it's slightly different each time you play, and it's always a blast. So
didn't I win the first time I played?
The first time you played, you beat me. We were in Ely. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was my number 8.
That's a good one. Okay. My number 7. This one's not as heavy. Okay. Here's my number 7. This is Small World. So I was super deceived when I played this first time at MeepleCon. Right? That was the first time. And I was thinking, I was like, Small World, it's going to be like some Disneyland themed game. No. So no. It's a small world because you're like, you have a character, I guess, that you're like a race and you have abilities and stuff, and then other people have ours, and you're all trying to win the world.
Fantasy races.
Yeah.
Like you got like wizards and giants and all sorts of little cool things.
And then you can do stuff like, this or that, and then you're basically trying to overtake the world.
Yeah, it's basically saying the world isn't big enough for all these races to come together. And the thing that's cool is like your race, like say you're a giant, you also have a special ability attached to it, like you're a flying giant.
Mm-hmm. And then you can go to other places that aren't connected to where you've come into the land and stuff, and and then you're trying to overtake the friend, and you have to like go over the mountain and defeat them, and hopefully you have like the good little power and stuff, and then you have to, was it you die off or whatever?
So you go into active, like you basically
Yeah,
become inactive.
you're basically
Your
inactive.
race.
You flip yourself over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you get a new race and stuff, and it's fun because you play with other people, but it's like nice and competitive because you're like, I'm going on to there. Oh, you're gone. You're dead. Bye.
Yeah.
So that's fun. This is for 2 to 5 players, and it's Gateway-ish. It's at Target.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
true.
at Target now, so it's for all the friends. I don't know.
And the
We
cool
haven't had him play it. I don't
No,
think.
our son hasn't played.
We should have him. We should
Yeah.
have him play.
The cool thing about this too is like when we first played this, like the only thing we'd played like it, where you're like area control on a map, was Risk, and it's like some 6-hour game where you get eliminated. So you might get eliminated like an hour in or 20 minutes in, like happened to me one time we played Risk. In this game, no one gets eliminated. You just play.
The rounds.
Your race is going to decline. That's the word, decline.
That's it.
And then you just play to the end. It takes like an hour and a half or something. It's
Yeah.
not too long. And everybody's involved, and it's
not
fun.
that serious. It's
Yeah.
fun, but it is exciting when you're like, there, I can beat you. You're off
Yeah.
the map.
Definitely
That's
a
fun.
gateway style game. Like
Yeah.
for someone who's only played like Risk or something like that, this is a good one to throw at them to introduce them to the hobby of gaming.
Yes.
Cool. Number 7 for you,
Yay.
Small World.
2.
All right, my number 7 game is Madeira. It's a What's Your Game game. It's one of my favorite game designers or
Makers, game
game
makers.
makers, not designers. Made by these group of dudes, Nuno Bizarro, Sintero Palo, like all these cool names. Basically, this game is a 2 to 4. I'd say a little leaning towards the heavy side of Euros. It's one of the first kind of heavier Euros I played personally, and it like blew my mind initially because there's like so much going on at first that you're like, this is like too much. But then once you start playing and you learn the game, you're like, this is amazing, and like you can't sleep because you're like, I could have done this and then that, and then I could have gone to that island. I could have got grapes instead of wheat, and then I could have fed my workers with the bread by doing this, and it's like your brain just like goes into like overdrive with this type of game, and it's awesome. It does take a little longer. I'd recommend it with about 3 players or so, but basically you're trying to gain influence with different guilds in this Portuguese island. You're trying to please the crown of Portugal by getting different requests that the crown wants you to do while you're over there. You're going to trade with different other countries, so you can do that. You're going to trade. You're going to take stuff back to Portugal and get rewards for that. There's all sorts of cool abilities. You can do some like pirating things where there's these pirate dice where might get an extra turn because you went to this dude's store and you didn't pay him, so you like basically stole from him. But there's some consequences for that because then you can get some negative points if you do that too much. And there's just so much going on. It's amazing. But at the core of it, it's like worker placement in a sense. You send a worker out to do something. You have to pay for it. You got to make sure you have enough money, enough bread to feed those people. And you're trying to get people out on the map, get dudes out on the map to help you kind of make the island of Madeira better, strengthen Portugal. And it's just an awesome game. I love this game, and this is my number 7 game. Madeira.
That's fun to watch you like super geek out explaining that you're like your eyes are all cling, like you're a little boy at Christmas morning.
Right.
Ah, you might get an extra turn. I've never said that in my life. I've never stayed up late thinking that what I could have done in a board game, but I like that. I like that enthusiasm. We get 6. Okay, number 6. Is that right side up? Okay. This is my number 6. This is Secret Hitler. So this is fun. This is a party game.
Party game.
It's a party game. And I like that it's like werewolfy kind of. So you're going to be a fascist or a liberal.
Liberal or fascist. Someone's Hitler.
Yeah, someone is Hitler, but it's like you don't know, and you're like trying to like vote him out and pass different policies and stuff, but it's like you're killing each other off like in Werewolf, like who's the fascist, but you're not wanting Hitler to get elected into office. So It's relevant, slightly political.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun, and it's just like
Yeah, you
a
can
little
play
bit
with
more
a
in depth
bunch of
than
people.
Werewolf, I think.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a party game. It's for people who don't really game.
It's got
So-
really nice components too.
Yeah.
Like all the materials. And
Yes,
that's really
it's so fun. It's like the little secret like document that you pull out. It's like an old library card in the pocket.
Yeah, it is.
It's like that, right? Yeah, but it's fun. Like we play with my family who are not gamers and they have no attention span. And they liked it. They did
Yeah, it
really
worked
well,
out.
except for my sister stole the little pouch. But yeah, so it's good for
And then
5 to 10 players. So a bigger group. And yeah, it's really fun. It's for all the friends.
yeah, it's a good game.
Secret.
That's your number 6.
That's my number 6.
All right, my number 6 is a little game called Nippon. This is in Japan. It's another What's Your Game? Not designer. What did we say that was?
Maker.
Game
Game
maker. What's your game? They're awesome. Nippon is basically in Japan. Basically, it's during the Japanese Revolution, whatever that was. That time period back in the like 1900, early 1900s maybe. But basically, you are going to be one of the big factories or whatever that's trying to help build up Japan and become more westernized, basically. So you, as a company, are going to develop factories. You're gonna use workers. You have all the different colored meeples out there, and the way you get those meeples is awesome because you'll have certain meeples out there, and you want to get the same colored meeples onto your board to do the actions. Because if you get different colored meeples, then you got to pay more when it's time to do your income. You're gonna basically try and develop the country by trading. It's got bento boxes in there,
I like that.
which is kind of interesting because I didn't know what a bento box was before that, but
We have Pottery Barn Kids catalogs. You should know what a bento box is, but
I don't
it's
know.
fine. It's fine.
but yeah, you're doing different things with your trade. You might be sending bento boxes to another country or whatever. Victory points, meeples, pretty heavy euro. You got trains, you got ships,
I'm trying to.
you've got
It's a lot of
a
components.
lot of different stuff going on. But basically each round you're going to get a certain amount of income. You get more income obviously by boosting up your business and making yourself stronger. You want to try to get all the same colored meeples. I think this is probably my favorite What's Your Game. It's really awesome. Pretty heavy. Not too heavy though. I'd say it's not quite as heavy as the last game, Madeira. It's probably slightly above medium weight. Have you played Napoleon yet? You haven't played it?
No.
Solid. So you got to play take a couple hours with like 3 players. I'd say 3 is a good number for this game. But beautiful game. Nippon, Japan. That's where it's at.
I know. What number are we on? 5?
Number 5.
5. I pull up my children's games. This is my number 5. This is Takanoko. I think this is also at Target now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to say it
Target's got it.
is. So that's good. A shout out to Target. Can I get a kickback? So Takanoko is, there's little pandas and you go and you eat bamboo and you have to like water your bamboo and then it gets like eaten by the panda and you have to like do these little missions and you have to like get the little cards and you're also building the little land tiles. So you have to have the certain like little things and you have to get a certain amount of points and it's fun. It's not like so complex, but it's not like what's like a simple game. It's not like some Uno game or whatever, but it's
Yeah.
fun. It's for 2 to 4 players. It doesn't take a really long time.
It's like
Kids can play
45
it.
minutes. It's
Yeah.
quick.
But then it says 8+, but then we played it with, she was like 6 when we played it, and
Yeah.
she loved it. It's fun for like families, or if you're just like, oh, we're traveling, we want a lighter game. That's not going to take 4 hours and have to do 15 things like your last one. No offense.
Right.
But it's fun. It's a super, super gateway game,
Yeah.
I would say. It's
The
not,
bamboo's really cool. They stack
Yes.
up, make like a tall stack of bamboo. I think
and
it's
they're
like
different
4 high.
colors. They're different colors.
Yeah,
They're
pink, yellow,
pink,
green.
yellow, and green. And then the panda is so cute. You get an expansion where it's a little girl panda, and they have tiny little children. It's fun. Yeah.
That's one where the expansion's fun, but I didn't think it was
Not
really
necessary.
necessary.
I prefer it without, but the pandas are very cute, and you can get the nice one that's like bigger or something.
Yeah, they have like
and the nice
deluxe
box
version. Yeah.
Oh, it's fancy. We didn't grab it obviously, but it's fun. And then you get the little what's this gentleman's name? Like you get the extra
gardener. He's the gardener.
Yeah, the gardener. He has to go and like water the bamboo. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time. I love it.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
like-
my number 5.
Basically, just like building an irrigation system for Panda to eat some bamboo.
So cute.
It's pretty neat.
Love it.
How neat is that? All right, my number 5 game, Yokohama. This game is really like when I first saw it, it's really weird looking. You basically have like all these tiles like everywhere, and you've got it just looks really confusing. It looks really like there's like Japanese letters everywhere. I was like, I'm not gonna like this game. my buddy busted it out one time, Carlo, and I was like, I'm not really feeling it, but it's fun. Like you have to on all the different tiles that are laid out, you have to move like in one direction. So you've got to follow a path, and you move over there, and you'll get like some fish, and then you'll move a couple workers like somewhere else, and you'll get like some tea or whatever, and you're getting these different goods as you go around. You're like a merchant. You're a merchant. I guess you're a merchant. I don't know what you are, but you're going around Yokohama, Japan. My second Japanese game in a row. And you're getting all these goods. You're delivering these orders for like a company, I guess. You're like merchant. Oh shoot, you're a merchant for a corporation. So you're getting different things for the corporation, but it's fun. It's cool how you move around to the different areas, and every time you play, they're shuffled around a little bit differently. And the basic idea is you're fulfilling these orders. So it'll say you need like 3 fish and tea and this, and then you complete that. And then there's end game points and stuff that you can obtain. It's kind of hard to describe this game actually, but I'd call it like a Euro style with I don't know.
It's not like a group game that we play with.
Yeah,
It's more for like gamers.
basically you're gaining
Right?
materials. You're completing like quest type things, and you're moving around to different areas to get all the different supplies.
It's not going to be for some newbie though, right?
No.
Not initially.
I mean, I'd say it's medium weight. It's not super heavy.
Right,
but
but it's not going to be
It's a lot
like.
of fun. I feel like I did a poor job explaining it, but it's tricky to explain.
That's okay. I did a poor job of just saying it's like pandas that are cute. It's fine.
But it's definitely an awesome game.
Dun, dun,
Yokohama.
dun. Fun. Okay. What number am I at?
You're on
I'm on 4. I got all these heavy games.
There you go.
Okay.
That is a beast.
Number 4. This is Dominion. So this is a deck building game. I was super horrified when I first played this at MeepleCon as well.
So big.
Yeah, it is. It's so big. It's heavy too. It's like 58 pounds.
This is like the big box too. It
Yeah,
like
it has many expansions.
Two expansions.
But yeah, so it's deck building. So when it was like first explained to me, I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm already here and I'll just like learn how to play. So to me, I love it. It's like shopping. It's like you get the cards and you're like, oh, now I can do this with this card and I have $8 to spend on this turn and I'm going to do this and I'm going to buy this card and then this. It's full on like shopping. And if you don't like shopping, then it's not like shopping. But to me, it was like, that's what made it so fun. And you can do different things and every single game is different. Like you'll play with different cards and so it's never the same game.
Right.
And there's different elements and you can like throw a wrench in someone else's life and give them like the negative cards basically, and it's fun. And it is, I feel like this is an entry level, this is a gateway game.
Yeah, for sure.
It's for people that aren't gamers.
I think it was the first deck builder we ever played. Like we
Yeah.
didn't even know what a deck builder was.
I
and
didn't know
tried Dominion.
what
We were like,
anything was. So we literally like shuffled around MeepleCon like so confused. We had to do a learn to play on this one and have someone teach us because I had
Yeah.
no clue.
Yeah, we went to a
all we did.
local Las Vegas convention,
First
And
year.
we signed up for a Learn to Play of Dominion. We're like,
Every
sure.
Learn to Play with Small World, with King of Tokyo, with
Yeah.
all the things. We had no clue how to play anything. I didn't know. I don't know a deck building game. I was like, what in the world did you get me into?
Right.
Super fun. I was like, we have to buy. I won. So that was fun.
Yeah.
So we ended up buying this right away, and we can play with friends. Like, it's good for it says 2 to 4 people, but I think
But we've done it with 6.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it. It has it in the rule book on the expansions, but
yeah, you can play with more friends than that. But it's
it
good
was fine
for
with 6.
yeah, and it just kind of it's a good flow. You don't have to like. There's not a ton of there is strategy involved, but it's not like you're like, oh my gosh, like you're
it's not like super crunchy.
heavy
You're, like,
games.
brains burning afterwards.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Anyway, that's my number 4, Dominion.
All right, my number 4 is my first super big box. This thing's like a monster.
It doesn't even fit. It needs like a doop, doop, doop. Like we backing it up.
All right, this is Scythe. I got the legendary box because I have an expansion there and
So
like
crazy.
upgraded components and all sorts of stuff going on, but metal coins and stuff. I've got the lid on wrong actually.
You do.
but
Isn't
that's
that
all right.
interesting?
Some people would go crazy over that.
Like a monk.
Scythe, there's a lot going on. There's basically it's like 1920s Euro, like after World War One, but kind of like fantasy themed along with that because there's like a map of Europe, and then everyone's got their individual player board where you select your actions for your turn. It moves along really quick because everyone picks one action. You've got like 4 options on your board, literally, and you can do a top action and a bottom action if you are at that point in the game where you've developed and obtained enough materials or developed enough to where you can do both actions. But there's some battles going on. You've got dudes on a map. You've got like farmers going out, gaining resources, farming, getting you some metals, some food, some different things that you'll use to do your actions. Because each action requires a certain amount of materials. So you gain those materials, and the more materials you get, you can do more actions. Like you can send a mech out there, and the mech can carry your workers around, and then you'll build up kind of like your power. So when you encounter other people on the map, you're gonna have to fight them. And if you got more power, then you can handle them a little better. You got battle cards that you use, and you'll like secretly reveal how much of that power you want to use on this little dial. I love this game. I feel like I could play this probably every week and have a good time.
Yeah, that's
But-
Jamie Stegmaier, right?
Yes.
And he just
Yeah.
came out with a kids version.
Stonemaier.
I swear on Insta he's freaking like,
Stegmaier?
isn't he?
I don't know.
I swear. Anyway,
Stonemaier games, but
he has a kids version of
there's
it
another.
too.
Oh yeah. My little scythe.
My first scythe. Huh.
But there's another expansion coming out right now, Rise of Fenris, I think it's called.
Settle down. Yeah, he was posting about it.
Yeah, but
Settle down.
my favorite part of it is like your little player board where you're like you're building up your skills, you're getting stronger, you're sending your mechs out, and you try to be able to do your top and bottom actions so you can get the most out of your turn. But great game, super fun with like a big group of people, like 4 or 5 people.
But like people like-minded. You can't play
Yeah.
with new fun like
We
new
did
friends.
try to bust this out with like a group of new gamers, and that
Did
was
we played.
yeah, it was a little rough.
It was
I'm not
painful.
gonna lie.
It was a little painful.
But if you get anybody that is into gaming and is willing to learn, this is a great game to teach them. That's Scythe. Legendary box. Got to get that too.
I guess. Okay, my number 3 is over here, and your number 3.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is heavy too, surprisingly. Okay, this is my number 3, Orléans. This is fun. So it's for 2 to 4 players. It's TMG Games, which also made Yokohama.
Yeah.
And this is so fun. It's so fun. This is like, to me, it has that shopping element too. Like you have your little multiple things that you have to do, and there's what is it, 7, 8?
Like actions, like different types of
Yeah.
followers.
Yeah, and you have like your little people, and there's like monks and scholars, and you can do this, and then
It's a
you're also
bag
doing
builder.
like, yeah, it's a bag builder, which is I don't like the name of that really, but then you're getting like different little things, but then you have victory points as well. But then there's the theme of being in France.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's just got different little elements. There's lots of like fun colors. I don't know if you can see the
I
little.
think like 3 of your top games so far are French related in France.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. That's so fun. And it has like, you can go to the little river, you build like little buildings and you get extra points for it. And you can get a knight and you can do this, and it's very fun.
You go out on the
it's
map,
not too
you
crazy.
travel the map. As
Yeah.
you're moving around the map, you gain materials, and then you have to have certain types of followers to do certain actions. Like, you got a monk that's like a wild card that he can do anything because he's like spiritual or something like that.
He is, and he's so fun to have. But it's not like, it's got the little different components, but then it's not like too crazy, and it just is like, okay, now I have to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm like, you do. If you get enough people to do a couple different turns in one turn, like, or a couple different things, then you do your little things, but it's not like so long where you're just like waiting for someone else to go. It's not that serious, like, which I like.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, great little game.
And yes, so I love it. That's my number 3.
So we'll just slide it over because this is also my number 3 game.
Unplanned.
And this box has a little history. I tried to fly on an airplane with it, and it got damaged on the plane.
And he filed a claim with the airline.
I was not happy about that, but oh well, it's got some history to it.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about this game is you've got the bag with all your followers in it. You reach in, you pull out like 5 of them, and then each follower you have to assign to a different action. So you gotta be like, do I want to send the monk there, or do I want to send him here? Do I want to send the knight up there so that I can use the the wagon to move around the map?
And then build your
Or
little
do I
like,
want to use
settlement or whatever.
the boat to ship something around the map, or do I want to? There's so many like tough decisions, and the whole time it just seems like the game goes really quickly, and it's one of those that ends too quickly. I have played with one of the expansions, Trade and Intrigue, which I really liked as well. I probably should get that for our collection, but I have not yet. My buddy has it, but everything about this game is awesome. I would love to get some of the deluxe components to it that are available, but that'll have to come with time. But my number 3 game as well. Awesome game, Orleans.
It is so fun. Okay, so my number 2. This is my number 2. Mine is so heavy. They're so deep. No,
Okay.
This is my number 2. It's Carcassonne. It's another French game. I'm not even French. Yes, I love this game so much. It's so fun. You're building like your little castles and your little roads in France. It's an actual real place. It's amazing. I totally want to go there. And then you have your little meeples, and you have to claim your little things, and it's good for is that probably how many people? 2 to 5 people. You can play it with younger folks. It's super, super like perfect for people who've only played like Sorry and Trouble. This is great.
Monopoly.
Yeah, where they're like, yeah, we always do game nights like Monopoly night. They're like, let's play this. So we've played this game with non-gamers, and it goes super fine. And then they end up getting it. So we've influenced many a family to get Carcassonne. We can play with the kids. It's so fun. You can play with all types of people. But you have your little strategy. Like you're like, okay, do I want to build this little castle? Or do I want to do this? And you have your little river. So we have three or 4 expansions to it.
Yeah, we've got like a bunch of little mini expansions. Then we have like the one that came with this box, the river, and we got a couple in there. Nothing
It's
crazy.
fun, and I feel like once you've played it a couple times, like you need to have the expansion.
More tiles too, otherwise it goes so quickly.
Yeah, and then you're like done, which is good. If you like a game that's going to go really quickly, then that might work for you too. But I really love it. I think it's so fun, and this is one that we've traveled with as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's awesome, and I think this one's a Target.
Oh yeah. And it was our first introduction to meeples. We didn't know what a meeple was before.
No,
Carcassonne.
and now I got the color. I got those my purple meeples.
Yeah.
Meeples. What?
All right.
Okay, so that's number 2.
We're almost done, bud. All right. My number 2 game, Gaia Project.
So weird.
My group cannot get enough of this game lately. We could play it like every game night, my little gaming group of nerdy dudes. Gaia, it's from like the Terra Mystica family. So I guess I could include Terra Mystica with this, but I don't know though. I almost don't want to because I like Terra Mystica, but Gaia I feel like just kills it. And a lot of people would probably disagree with that. But I guess I like the space theme. I like that it's so different. I like the different abilities of all the different factions in Gaia. I like the way you choose a faction, and that faction is like, let's say they can live on Earth. Well, the other faction can't live on Earth. They can live on some weird orange planet. But you have to basically terraform different planets so that your faction can go to that planet and take over that planet and build stuff there. And you need to build like your big planetary institution so you can do your really cool ability. And then you're going to gain different resources. You're going to need money. You're going to need ore. You're going to need intellect. And the more intellect you get, the one cool differentiation I like between Gaia and Terra Mystica is that Gaia has this tech track where basically you're learning technology, and you may want to build up on your intellect or build up on your terraforming or build up on your I guess we call it the reach, how far you can travel basically. So building up on that tech track is awesome. All the different faction abilities are awesome. Like literally my group, him and Ha, whether we should play this again, like every time we get together, we're like, should we just do Gaia again? This is probably my most played group game. It looks really cool.
Sounds like it.
It's variable every time. There's 10 basically tiles that go out to create your big giant solar system or whatever, and then you change that every time you play. So your faction will have like little planets around for you to go to, and then you've got to travel to these other planets, and then you've got end game quests. You're like, I need to get to the whole map, or I need to build these different satellites so that I can strengthen the power of my particular faction. It's just, the tech track is awesome. It's amazing. Everyone can go to these little Gaia planets. It's the one type of planet that everyone can go to is Gaia planets, but it's kind of tricky. You got to get a Gaia former and go through this whole process to go there. But this is one where we definitely geek out whenever we play it. It's
I used it. That's awesome. Well, I don't know what's Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica, it's a different game. We don't even have it, but it's very similar to this, but it's just totally different themed. Like it's like a map of like hills and rivers and stuff, but this is like planets and solar system.
That was
I don't know.
fun to watch, though.
It's a good game. Great game. Gaia.
I like that.
All right. You're up.
That's
You're
so
number
funny.
one.
This is my number one.
Your
This is my
number
favorite
one
game. This is
game.
my favorite game ever, forever. I love this game. Not Bottle. I love Pandemic. I love this game so much. So this is where it's a cooperative game, and you're treating diseases before they spread. You're all working together, and you have different abilities. Like maybe you're a scientist, and then maybe the other person's like the quarantine
medic.
specialist
Yeah.
or the medic, and you're like, you can go here, and you have a certain amount of turns, and you have to travel from the little things, and you have to stop. Now I sound like you in Gaia Project.
Right.
Like you have to stop the disease from spreading. You have to cure it. You have the 4 that you have to cure, but then you have to you have to save humanity, basically. Yeah,
you're saving the world.
You're saving the world. You're working together, and it's like there's all these diseases. So it's like it speaks to me because it's like very Dan Brown and like, we've got to stop this plague, and you're like racing to save humanity, and you're like working together, and but it's like also relevant.
Yeah.
Like you have to save the world before it goes down in a toilet ball of flame. But it's like stressful because then every turn you're like, we got a new outbreak, and you're like, what? We got to meet in Cairo and cure this one. And it's crazy. And we have
try to meet me in Cairo on your next turn.
I'm going to fly you there.
So that we can cure the disease, because I'm going to give you New York. And
Yeah.
then we're gonna,
You have your different cards of places you can go and travel to, and it's so fun. And it's like I get like pacey, not like from Dawson's Creek pacey, but like back and forth pacing, I guess I should
That's a
say.
solid game.
It's so fun. So it's like it's 2 to 4 players. It's not very long. It's like 45 minutes or
Yeah.
something. And we have the expansion. We have one expansion. The one of them. It has like little petri dishes in different colors, little diseases.
I can't remember which one it's called.
I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm not. Oh, On the Brink.
On the Brink.
But there's a lot of expansions. They're all probably amazing.
And now there's a ton of different types of pandemic out there too.
Yeah, so they're probably all awesome. This is just the basic one
There's
with
Legacy Pandemic. It's become a whole thing.
It's a thing. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I love this game. I could just wax on all the days.
We should probably get one of the Legacy ones.
We're gonna have
see
to.
some
We're gonna have to make the
there,
kids
too.
play or something.
Yeah.
But I love this. I love this game. I love it.
It's a good game.
That's like the only game that I'm like. But I do love it. It's so fun. It's a Target too.
All right, my number one game is a beast mode. It's Anachrony. 1 to 4 player game. Came out in 2017. It's not a wildly popular game. I mean, it was a Kickstarter originally, actually, and it did okay on Kickstarter. I played it at MeepleCon in Vegas 2017, and I knew I loved it. Like, it was love at first play. And there's a lot of cool things going on, in my opinion. It's really just a medium weight Euro, like a worker placement, but that's the core of it. But the theme is, I think the theme and some of the components are what really get me. So basically, there's the thing with Anachrony is that there's it's cataclysm. So it's like end of the world type stuff. So there's like a meteor that's going to hit the Earth. Almost the whole world's going to die. There's going to be these mech suits that you have to get in just to go out in the world to do things. You have your own little player board where you're kind of trying to build little buildings to be able to do special skills in your building. But then when you go out in the world, you got to use your mech suit, and you got to send different types of guys out, like scientist or a genius, or like engineer, and you send these different guys out there, and they bring back stuff to your little faction, because you're trying to outlive basically the end of the world, not basically survive it, and you want to escape. And then the other cool thing that's with Anachrony is there's time travel. So there's going to be like a special resource that when that meteor hits, that is created and makes it so that you can time travel. So you're going to borrow stuff from the future, and then you got to pay that back, and then you're going to send things back and forth in time, and then you're going to send out your mech suit, and then you're going to try to escape the planet before it's completely destroyed. And then you've got basically like a quest, like an end game quest that your particular faction is trying to work towards to be able to escape the planet. And I just love this game. I don't know why. Like, a lot of my gaming group doesn't even really like to play it that much, but for me, every time I get a chance to play it, it's just so much fun. And I love the way the mech suits look. If you get a chance, if you haven't seen it, go online, look at Anachrony, the mech suits. They're awesome, and you put your little worker, like it literally slides into the mech suit, and you send them out there to go get some water, because water's obviously a precious resource at that time. And
Anytime.
Anytime. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the few games where I say you definitely need to get the mech suits, because otherwise you just send this like little piece of cardboard out as your mech suit. So I think it's like an extra $20 or something to get the mech suits. But Anachrony, my top game of all time. That's our top 10. We did it. Play some games.
Yeah,
Let us
I've
know.
got some nerdy, groupy, non-gamey
The
ones.
thing I noticed is your games are like older, like 2000, not old, but
They
like
are. I thought
2009,
2008.
2010.
Yes.
Mine are all like 2015, 2016.
I'm like old-fashioned gamer. I'm fine with
Yeah.
that. I'm fine with it.
I was really debating between Anachrony and Gaia as my number one, but Anachrony, I like anytime someone says, "Hey, let's play Anachrony," I basically just like lose my mind.
I don't know how many times that happens. Someone says, let's play Anachrony.
A couple of my buddies will say it. Or I've talked to a few people into playing
I
it.
think that's what it is.
We play Pandemic a lot.
I love Pandemic.
Alright.
Because I can get non-gaming people to play it.
True. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Board Game Faces.
That's us.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hold on,